Triple H has fumbled once more in that Andrade has showed up on AEW TV last night, being the first guy ever to go from WWE to AEW, AEW back to WWE, and then WWE back to AEW. Congratulations, you are a history maker, Andrade, and another example of Triple H just fumbling. There are some success stories. There are some success stories with Triple H. Dominik Mysterio, we got Naomi. But I'll tell you this, it's harder for me to come up with these success stories than it is for me to just like spout off all of Triple H's failures. And I know, it's just way easier to be negative, a negative Nancy on the internet, but like for real, when I saw Andrade, I'm like, wow, another fumble. And you might be thinking, like, where's the star power there? I'll say this, he had enough star power to be the NXT champion at one point, and I believe that shows that there was potential to bump him up the card. I don't think Triple H did everything he could have with Andrade, and that's the key here. You need to make sure you've exhausted all of your options before you just give up on somebody, and it looks like they didn't do that because Zelina Vega once upon a time was his mouthpiece, and why didn't they ever explore that on the main roster really, or this time round? And that's how I know that they didn't do everything in their power, because they could have just paired those two back up together. It's not like Zelina was doing much. In fact, she's a present fumble as we speak. Yeah, she won the U.S. title, but how good really was her reign? Did you book Zelina? Did you book her title reign to be spectacular? Like, I would have loved to seen an open challenge for Zelina's U.S. title, but no. So, while, again, yes, Triple H has some positives, way more negatives than not. So I thought today, because I saw this on Andrade, I'm like, wow, another fumble. I'm literally going to set a timer for 10 minutes. And we're going to see how many wrestlers, just off the top of my head, I'm trying really hard not to think about this script. I'm going to do it all, just all the top of my head, like a one take, one shot of just Triple H's fumbles. And at 10 minutes, I'll just stop. I'll do a positive Triple H video maybe next week or the week after, because like I wanna be fair. I want to present both sides, but I'm going to tell you something. There's no way I could do off the top of my head Triple H's success stories currently. Yeah, maybe before WrestleMania 40, but since WrestleMania, since 2025, I would have to really sit down and think about how Triple H is just like, I don't know, his success stories. So that said, we'll do that later. But this one is to prove a point that there are so many Triple H's fumbles that I can just go 10 minutes, no problem. I probably won't even get all of them out. I'll just name wrestler after wrestler and give you a case. But before we hit that timer, I want to give away this belt right here. I'm going to give it away at 20,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job. All you got to do to win is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and you can win said belt, not a toy. And yeah, all right, so let's do the timer. Let's get it going. We got 10 minutes and go. So I already said Andrade. I think if they would have paired him with Zelina Vega, that would have given them both opportunities to have some character and momentum. Because they didn't do that, that's a fumble. We didn't do everything. We didn't exhaust every single option we have here. Let's see, John Cena's whole entire heel turn. I could do a 30-minute video on that, but we've talked about it at length on this channel. But if you are new, basically, he turned John Cena heel just so he could have a moment in his episode 4 Unreal, which sucks because I'm actually in that episode and I want to like his heel turn because of that. But yeah, he just wanted a moment. It was such a flop, such a fumble that they literally turned John Cena back to a babyface before SummerSlam. Let's see what else. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's a total fumble. Yeah, he's still kind of in the main event scene, but this dude had the best year ever last year, the feud of the year, him and CM Punk. That was so good. He had a WrestleMania match that was amazing and awesome, that he won the world championship for 5 minutes and 47 seconds, but it was all part of the grander storyline. And yet what do we do with Drew McIntyre when it's all said and done, when he has this great year, right? Okay, well, he starts a feud with the entire bloodline and then they drop it out of nowhere. It was a great feud. It could have had Roman Reigns and Drew. They could have fought each other, but nope, they just drop it out of nowhere. And then they proceed to roll them up. Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, and Jimmy Uso. 4 people rolled them up in a matter of 2 months. 2 months. What do we do then? How do we reward Drew with the best 2024 of anyone? We give him Damian Priest. Damian Priest at WrestleMania. No shade to Damian Priest. And he's an example of a fumble too, but we'll talk about him in a second. We give him Damian Priest, a nothing feud that Damian Priest will actually win. Yes, Drew won the WrestleMania match, but Damian wins the last match in that series. So, okay, great. Now what? At least Drew elevated somebody, right? At least Drew elevated Damian Priest. No. What has Damian Priest done since then? Pretty much nothing. He's been in kind of a feud with Aleister Black. He doesn't get a SummerSlam match. Like, Damian Priest has done absolutely nothing. Yeah, in 2024, they did raise him up. They raised him up. They got him in a program with a bigger star just to drop the ball with Damian Priest. So Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, both of them are examples of a fumble. Drew McIntyre, what does he get then at SummerSlam? A filler match with Logan Paul and Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. Why are they aligned? Why is Drew and Logan Paul aligned? Like, Drew's character would not align with Logan Paul the way he was written. So, like, what are we doing with the guy? And now he gets a matchup. He finally gets a matchup just so he can lose. Yeah, he gets screwed over again by the referee and Cody Rhodes, but it's like, the dude is just a main event jobber. A main event jobber. Another main event jobber? LA Knight, yeah. Like, this dude has been over for 3 years. He's been like the favorite to win the Money in the Bank for 3 years, and yet he gets nothing. Finally, he gets into a main event program with the champion, and what do they do? They have that champion fake an injury. He fakes an injury to get out, and he gets out of the feud with Seth Rollins for the most part. So LA Knight, like, he just flirts with the main event scene just to get thrown back down the card. He's been over with the crowd. Completely over. Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes, okay. Oh, he's too small to be champion. He's not too small to be the U.S. champion. How about that? Like, why does it even get matches? Why does he not even get matches then? Can we still just give him some storyline? He's like there would be months where we don't see the guy. Just literally, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Either start cutting off three minutes off some of these matches so we can start spotlighting some people. What about backstage? We could do that. We could give these guys something to do, these gals something to do. Julia has a huge buzz coming from NXT, and look at her. She wins the U.S. title from Zelina Vega, which is another failed U.S. title reign, and she proceeds to just fight Meacham. Like, literally, Meacham is like the only challenger for the U.S. title because Chelsea Green fought Meacham like 2 or 3 times. Now Julia's in a program with Meacham. It's just like, there's nothing for Julia to sink her teeth into. She's off TV. She doesn't even get on the Evolution card to defend her title. Evolution being an all female PLE. It's just like, so much momentum completely lost, thrown away. Let's see, on Randy Orton. Randy Orton, he is a 20-year veteran, right? 20-year veteran. What has he been reduced to? He's literally been reduced to Cody Rhodes' sidekick. He's literally reduced to, if you say something bad about Cody, he's going to come out and defend the honor of his man. It's like, wait, who is this Randy Orton? I get it. He's aged. He's matured. He's now a locker room leader. Well, that sucks. Someone else can be a locker room leader. Let him be the Viper, and let him strike at Cody Rhodes. Let him do something. But no, he gets a filler match. at SummerSlam with Jelly Roll as his partner. Never explained. You think the Drew McIntyre Logan Paul pairing is weird. The Randy Orton pairing with Jelly Roll, like that came out of nowhere. Absolutely out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm sure you got a fat check. And Jelly Roll, you know what? Like, he did good for a celebrity, so I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the storylines in general. They just don't make sense. And Randy's character is so directionless. He's so directionless that even if he looks at the title belt, the internet goes, oh my God, this is it, this is it. It's been, oh my God, this is it for about a year and a half now. Like, I just don't get it. Let's see. Fumble the John Cena. We've already talked about the John Cena retirement tour, but what about that SummerSlam thing? He loses that SummerSlam fight, but then Brock Lesnar comes out, he F5s him, then Brock Lesnar's like gone for an entire PLE cycle. It's like, why did we bring Brock Lesnar out at SummerSlam like that? And then he squashes John Cena. Oh my God, squashes John Cena. Let's talk Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso, does he only exist for a plot device of Jay, for Jay to be mad? Because I get it. Like, okay, fine, Jay, you know, you can do that, but it's a little too much. Remember when Jay got completely bloodied by Gunther earlier in the year? It was literally, everybody was like, oh my God, what is Jay gonna do? What about freaking Jimmy? What is Jimmy going to do when he gets back from this? I get it. There was a program going on. But why did Jimmy come back and want revenge against Gunther? But no, he's just okay with the fact that literally he was bloodied on Raw. And it was great for Jay. But what about Jimmy? What about Jimmy? He's like does he not really have any goals? Is he only there to get like completely destroyed? Some people are. If that's the case, then okay, fine. I guess that's Jimmy's role, to just be bloodied and to give Jay something to do, something to get mad about. Like, oh my gosh. Let's talk Solo Sikoa. Like, the dude lost all of his aura, right? When he lost the Ula Fala to Roman. I think he should have won, but whatever. We gave it to Roman. Cool. But then somehow, some way, he gets it all back just to lose 3 in a row to Sami, back to back to back. I don't like that Sami won like that, but I do like Sami Zayn's U.S. title run right now. So there you go, Triple H. Props on the U.S. title reign, but not how Sami got it. Solo Sikoa lost all of his aura, so much so they have to reintroduce the entire faction. And then JC Mateo, I hate that name. Like, what were you thinking when we named that guy? Like, we weren't thinking. That's just a complete fumble. Let's see. Jacob Fatu should be, he would have been Triple H's biggest success story, because when he came in, he was a ball of fire. But what do we do with him? Right now, look at him. He loses 2 U.S. title matches in a row to Solo Sikoa, and then he's just off TV. He gets 1 tag match with Sami, and then, like, why doesn't it doesn't make sense why he's not going after the U.S. title? Why he's, like, suddenly doesn't care about Solo anymore? It just doesn't make sense. He just left TV. Poof, gone. Like, he doesn't get any revenge. He doesn't get any comeuppance. Like, Solo Sikoa should be the one fighting the Bloodline, winning against the Bloodline. Why is Jacob Fatu not higher on the card by now then? If you're like, okay, well, he had to leave the mid-card scene. It's just like, he should be a bona fide superstar with how he was treated last year. He used to walk up to people, or people would walk up to him and eyeball him. Oh, look at that. Boom, right there. I could have gone on. I didn't even talk about the New Day. I thank God for the New Day. And, like, I didn't even get to talk about them. How that was, like, one of the most monumental fumbles of all time, because that was such a heel turn. That is how much Triple H is fumbling. I just went. I was talking fast even. And I was like, boom, boom, boom. Like, I didn't talk about A-Town Down Under. I didn't talk about Phoenix, I guess. Phoenix is like, I don't know, maybe. Like, there's just so many balls that Triple H has dropped, and it's insane to me. And Andrade is now just another example. What are we freaking doing, Triple H? If I can just go 10 minutes and talk as fast as I can and still leave off names. Like, that's insane. I didn't even talk about R-Truth. R-Truth. Karrion Kross. There's more names that I could be talking about. It's insane. It's insane. And like, wow. Wow. All right. So there you go. That's it. I did 10 minutes. And that's the video for you. Like, or am I overreacting? Is Triple H not fumbling? Talk me out of like whatever I said. Talk me out of what I said. And if you want to see me do this again, I'll do it again. I'll start the timer. 10 minutes. I'll start with the New Day and I'll go, because like I could probably make a whole mini series out of this, and that's unfortunate. All right, boys. All right, girls. You have yourselves a great day.